Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about what the higher self is, what its purpose is, and why you really need to connect to it and start to allow it to guide you. Now, there are some misconceptions in that and even some fear, and I'll get into a little bit as in that at the end of the video. So stay tuned if that's something that you struggle with. Okay. My name is Tami Reagor. I am a higher self alchemist. I help you connect to your higher self to remember who you really are, what your true potential is, and what your true gifts are, and how to use them in this lifetime in order to have more ease, more peace, joy, and abundance, while also clearing the wounds of the past. What is the higher self? The higher self is the version of you that has lived every single lifetime since Source created you. When Source created you, or your higher self, you came with a set of unique gifts and knowledge that only you have. When Source created you, it was so that you would go off and use these unique gifts and knowledge in a way that it could view and grow through watching you experiencing using those. But unfortunately, due to Earth timelines and civilizations, your higher self has gone through a lot of iterations of lifetimes where a lot of bad things or crappy things happened. And that has created energetic trauma that is now stored within your higher self. Okay? There is this misconception that your higher self is this perfection of you. It is not. Your higher self is always learning, always growing, always recalculating, always clearing, healing, reactivating, repurposing, all of that. So it contains not only all of the good things that you've experienced in all those different lifetimes, but it also includes all of the wounding that you have experienced in all those different lifetimes. Your higher self knows how they tie together, how they weave together, and how it is best to clear them so that they no longer cause problems in future reincarnations. In this timeline that we are currently experiencing, we have the opportunity for the first time in potentially a lot of years to start to really clear the garbage, the energetic trauma, the emotional triggers from past lifetimes that is preventing us from being who Source created us to be from the beginning. That is the opportunity that awaits us now. Now, your higher self knows how to get that to unfold in a easier way than this self can do it, because many of us, including myself, were born or raised in a very analytical society where we don't necessarily follow our true gifts or our knowledge or our breadcrumbs. We don't always trust information that we get, and we overanalyze, and we either don't move at all or we get all confused in like a tornado chaos thing. Your higher self knows how to get out of all of that. It knows exactly what steps you need to take in order to embody more of this true potential of who you really are. And that is part of your mission when you came into this lifetime in this timeline. Before you were born, your higher self and Source sat together, if you'd like to think about it like that, and said, this is what you need to complete in this lifetime, as well as clear, so that in your next lifetimes, those same wounds are not manifesting in your lifetime again. And you come with a map. So it isn't like you're wandering aimlessly. You have a higher self's map that is encoded in your DNA that then manifests those things on the map so that you can experience them, not from a place of pain and suffering, but from a place of empowerment and understanding that, until you understand that that exists, that you probably did experience that from suffering, but that was not the intention. And I'll go a little deeper into why that all is in the video, the difference between the soul and the higher self, to understand how that whole mechanism works, okay? But for this video, I really want to talk about the higher self from a higher level so you to understand what that is, okay? And how working with the higher self can help you. Now, if you're somebody who struggles with being able to hear or communicate with the higher self, that's okay, okay? Beating yourself up for it is not going to help you. You just need to say, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. Now, in the work that I do, I work directly with the higher self, with myself and my clients, and I am the conduit for the higher self to show us where in time there are things you need to remember about yourself so you can pull into the now and reactivate them. So beyond the trauma that's happened in other lifetimes, that could definitely block you totally showing up and being who you really are, speaking your truth, all of those things. For many of us, it's been so long that we have been our truest potential or our highest potential that we don't remember. So a higher self knows how to get us back to that, to remember. If you're somebody who feels attracted to ancient Egypt, maybe even have dreams about being ancient Egypt or Lemuria or Atlantis or the South American regions of like Maya or Machu Picchu, know that you lived there at some point, and your higher self is like projecting things at you to get you to remember who you were then, because the potential of the version of you that was there then is two things. One, the version that your higher self wants you to embody now, and two, probably the best version of yourself that you have been since. And there's a lot of reasons why that could have happened in the past, falls of civilizations, events, whatever it may be. And your higher self is calling you back to that time to remember the simplicity, your true potential, your birthright to abundance, your birthright to peace, empowerment, joy, bliss. And it's in that remembrance that you then can start to work through the things that are preventing you from being able to be that right now. That is what your higher self's main goal is. While each lifetime has its own subset of goals, which I will talk about more in the difference between a higher self and a soul, but from a higher self's perspective, it is looking for you in this lifetime to be able to get as close to that truest possible version that it was in the very beginning, before all this stuff started to happen to you, so that you can unwind and rebirth that version, okay? Your higher self is looking to get back to wholeness, oneness, unity consciousness. That's what its biggest mission is to be able to get back to that wholeness by releasing the trauma, the emotional triggers, calling back all the pieces and parts of itself that has been scattered over so many lifetimes. If you know how to muscle test, this is not something you have to do, but I know some of my clients like to do this, is you can ask a pendulum or muscle testing how many lifetimes you've actually lived. And don't be surprised if it's in the thousands or tens of thousands, potentially, depending on how old of a soul you are. Knowing all of that means nothing, because your higher self doesn't want you to piece through all 10,000 lives. There are only certain ones that are actually the biggest blocks that are preventing you from being your truest self. So when you work with your higher self and you get that connection going, and you get past the fear that sometimes could come up around that, you start to get breadcrumbs from your higher self or signs. And following them allows that unfolding to happen. Maybe it's a trauma block from a past life that needs to be cleared. Maybe there's a bound contract that's preventing you from moving forward. Maybe there's something you have to remember about yourself, a gift that you either mastered in another lifetime or is your unique gift that you are supposed to be using in this lifetime to not necessarily always help others, but to help yourself. And your higher self has all that information. And it is literally chomping at the bit, waiting for you to say, hey, I'm ready. I got it. Yes, show me. And know that there's an ebb and flow of that. Like, you'll be all in one day, and one day you'll be like, I've had enough. You're in control. Okay. Your higher self is out of time. There is no time where your higher self is. So there is no marathon to run. There's no pushing and forcing. Sometimes it might feel like that because we exist in a 3D linear space at the moment, and it may feel like a pressure thing, like your higher self wants you to go, but it's not that. It knows how much potential, how much more grace, how much more abundance, flow that you would have in your life if you would just step into that. Now, one word of caution, okay? In order to follow your higher self, you have to be okay with the unknown. And this is where the fear comes in. People will say, I'm afraid of my higher self. You're actually not afraid of your higher self because your higher self is you. Are you afraid of yourself? You might be afraid of your power that your higher self holds. That is definitely something that can happen. But in order to follow the higher self and really walk lockstep with it, you have to be willing to step into the unknown. We live in a society where we're taught to have goals and know all the steps before we even think about moving. And your higher self does not play that game. Your higher self knows the path to get you to whatever it had set out for you to achieve in this lifetime. And it will only give you one, maybe two steps at a time. And until you've moved on that, you won't get the next one. And this is where fear can come in, because we don't know where that breadcrumb is going to lead us. And because we can't see it, or we don't know what's in it for us, that we don't move. But by doing that, you're literally spinning your wheels in a hamster wheel, trying to find another exit ramp off this highway that your higher self has you on, trying to get around the step that they're giving you because it doesn't feel safe, or you don't know where it leads, so you're not willing to go there. And all that does is take you off the super highway that your higher self has to getting you to that place where you have that ease, that flow, that abundance, the peace, the joy, success right now. Getting off the ramp is literally a detour, but we've been taught to do that. One, because of the unknown, and because we have problems stepping outside of our comfort zone. And your higher self will push you outside your comfort zone. It will gently nudge, or sometimes it will, I call them signs, like getting a 2x4 in the forehead. It's like, move already. So there might be an urgency from your higher self from that, but it's more of a, they don't really get frustrated with you, although sometimes they can be very quick to the point. I say that sometimes the higher selves have no frosting. They are quick to the point. There could be a little bit of impatience because maybe your higher self has given you steps and you've avoided them because it didn't seem safe, or you didn't know where it would lead you, so you didn't. And these are the things that can get the relationship between you and your higher self a little kerfuffled. But know that you can get that back if you're willing to lean in with your higher self. Your higher self is you. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust the higher version of yourself? And can you lean in? Once you lean in, you'll start to get the signs, the breadcrumbs, a momentum that you want in your life. Whether it's in a job or relationship, in your own life, that will start to come. But you have to be willing to lean in. Like, you have to meet your higher self halfway. Like, are you really ready to step into your true potential and become that? If so, she has the blueprint for it, or your higher self has the blueprint for it. You don't have to figure anything out. It's already done for you. All you get to choose whether or not you do that or not. And the choice is in your hands, as you have free will. But know that there isn't any timeline. Okay? So let me know in the comments how you feel about your higher self. Do you feel connected to to it? Do you feel as though you're getting information from it? Do you feel stuck with your higher self? Do you feel fear for your higher self? And if so, why? Why do you think that is? Drop that in the comment and I will more than likely do a video on it if it's something that I feel will help you as well as others, or I'll reply to the comment. Thank you for watching. Really quick, I have a free Sacred Blue Lotus library on my website on how you can connect deeper to your higher self. It includes guided meditations as well as some guided healing meditations to start to clear some of the things that prevent you from being able to connect to your higher self. If you like this video, please like it. And if you want to see more of videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.